Have y'all seen this man's video? So far, I have seen it going around Instagram and Facebook. So it's going around and it's making its rounds. But this man is talking about how misinformation is spread and how so many people don't like Kamala Harris, and it's basically because they believe that she unjustly put so many black men away, and he is breaking it down, and he actually went and looked for the numbers. So we definitely, yes, go ahead and watch this video.
Of misinformation in our community. Kamala Harris, for years, I've been told, hey, she put thousands of black men in jail unjustly for marijuana charges. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. So for years I didn't like her because of that. Then last night, because I was bored, I sat down and I said, well, how many thousands? 10, 20, 30,000 dudes? So from 2004 to 2010, Kamala Harris was the district attorney for San Francisco. And in that time, she had several convictions for marijuana charges. Her total amount was 1,956 people. And you might say to yourself, that's not thousands. I know. Because even less actually went to jail. The number was 45. So for years, we've been told, hey, she's locking up black men left and right unjustly for weed charges. When in fact, not really. Now, I will say, in 2010, when the bill came up for them to legalize weed, she sat on the sidelines. 2016, she did the same. She didn't come forward and speak publicly about it until 2018. So, just to give you a little fact checking, Kamala Harris isn't responsible for locking up thousands of black men for weed. I don't even know where that came from. And I tell you right now, honestly, it came from the internet. Somebody told me, I heard it, I didn't do any research, and I just ran with it. And that's my fault. So, hopefully you learn something and you don't do the same. Let's go, Kamala.
So I got this video off of Instagram. So let's do some of these comments. Slim Smooth says, all these Trump supporters don't remember January 6th, huh? Man caused a whole riot on the Capitol, and y'all just going to vote for him again. And, it's not just the Trump supporters. It's Black folks who just don't want Kamala in. They think that she was coming for black men. And so many people just need to body block for black men, despite the fact that she really wasn't just locking up innocent black men. This person, Miss HBBE, says, seems so many worried about her past record while being a prosecutor, but not worried about Trump putting stop and frisk back in play and giving cops immunity from prosecution in current days. Sounds like you're mad about the wrong stuff right now. Plus, Trump is a whole convict who doesn't care about consent. He made it very clear with his words and actions. All right, this person at the bottom says Kamala withholding evidence is a drop in the bucket compared to Donald Trump throwing away Barack Obama's pandemic response team playbook just because he is black, causing deaths of, well, a whole lot more than 350,000. Maria says, moral of the story is we have the responsibility to do our homework. The Mark Print says Kamala Harris was the 32nd Attorney General of California, not just San Francisco. That's number one. So her conviction rate was just for one city. I'm sorry, was not just for one city. Now run her conviction record across the state. The crazy thing is people really act like she was the president of California. She was not solely responsible for any of this stuff. People had to have brought charges, and then she had to decide if she was going to go for it or not. Folks are acting like she was single-handedly just locking folks up. Regardless of the number, there is a system in place where people can get lawyers, and the cops have to find evidence and all of that. So folks need to chill out. She was not single-handedly just locking people up. Freddie_Chicago says, Puerto Ricans for Kamala. So that's some of the comments that were on that video. Now we go to this tweet, and this tweet was so disgusting. And I already knew that the sexism and the racism was going to come out. And this tweet definitely brought it out. Siraj Hashmi says, she's looking at this person's face. Give it to me straight. How long will it take to blow 51% of America? And this is just disgusting. It just really insinuates that her accomplishments is strictly about her sex versus hard work, dedication, and putting in that time and energy to actually get these accomplishments. And I knew that this was going to come to this point, and they did it. Let's look at some of the comments. The quote tweets, they're kind of giving it to him. Michaela says, why is it always like this. It makes me so sad. Why is it always what they do? Open Borders, John says, reminder to every woman in America that this is all conservative men will ever think of you. Beer Goddess says, every woman everywhere been called fat, lady of the night, the B word, and it starts early. We are not phased by this ish by the time we hit 25 because this is what men do. The other part of this is you, Siraj, are a loser and you should deep throat a cactus. Okay. Terry says, you can tell the men who never developed a sense of humor or any imagination. Exactly. They do keep going back to middle school level jokes. And that's pretty much the gist of it. They have no creativity. It's me, Raina says, the far right hates women and wants to take away all of our rights. And some leftists don't care because they're misogynistic dumb Fs who just see women as collateral damage. Karl Marx says conservative men will see a woman being slightly obstructive to their desires and immediately jump to objectifying and dehumanizing them. And, so I wouldn't expect anything. I wouldn't expect anything classy from them. I don't expect anything classy for them at all. Okay, so we have already talked about J.D. Vance and Tucker Carlson talking about the childless women, the childless cat ladies are running America. And I knew that this was going to speak to the women on the right as well. It lets them know how little they think of women if they have not become an incubator. Regardless, though, if you have had children or not, they will have something to say. Because if you are a mother, you should be just taking care of your kids and you would be neglectful to have a job as high stakes as president. You wouldn't be able to do your job. But if you don't have children that you have had in your whole body and grown and birthed, then you're still not valuable. So basically, no matter what, women, according to these people, aren't valuable. But this is what Corey says. Corey says, I'm a right leaning woman who agrees with almost nothing the Biden Harris administration has done. But the primal hatred and disgust Vance stokes in me transcends politics. I suspect that I'm not the only one of my vintage, so to speak, who feels this way. And I'm glad that these women are seeing how conservative men talk about women. I'm glad. That's the reason why I do these videos. And I'm going to keep highlighting how these men speak on women because it is disgusting. We are more than being an incubator. Anna says, thank you. I was a Trump supporter who started noticing the hateful rhetoric towards women and minorities. I had been meeting wonderful Democrats and they accepted me with no judgment. This election cycle isn't about party affiliation. It's about human decency. Have a wonderful day. This was in response to Siraj. This person says, keep it up because every disgusting misogynist meme you post here will turn another conservative woman into a Harris voter. The Soros says, didn't your idiot wife get disbarred? I think people were mentioning that she was one of the fake electors that was sitting up there trying to circumvent the election and steal the election. I didn't look into it, but they have been mentioning her and fake electors. Troy says, oh my God, shut the F up. This meme was so disgusting to me. They said, don't forget about this one. And, you can look at this one yourself. Brian says, and this immature sexist logo is why she will win. We have got to show how these trad con men really think about women. I want to remind us all, they keep coming for this woman being in a relationship with this older man below, and they keep talking about it. But then they are perfectly fine with Trump being a cheater. He cheated on his wife with an adult entertainer, cheated on the other wife with Marla Maples, cheated on Marla Maples 3 times. He's a convicted felon, accused of raping or SAing over 17 women, found liable of fraud. He's stolen and scammed plenty of small business owners. He scammed whole cities out of money for his pep talkies. His company was convicted of fraud for millions of dollars, millions. And they keep coming for Kamala Harris and her relationship with a man who was separated from his wife. That is the double standards of these conservatives. They don't care about impropriety if it is from Trump. If a woman is, has had intercourse, then it's like, oh my God, let's clutch our pearls and continue to rail on it. It is quite gross. The double standards are disgusting, but we're going to keep highlighting them because they need to be highlighted. So this person says, each time I see that attack, as in Kamala Harris and her relationships, each time I see that attack, I will post Trumpy with the adult entertainer. We're going to remind everybody that he was with this adult entertainer and he had to actually go to court for it with hush money and all of that. His improprieties has spanned history, I mean decades, and is everybody knows it. Everybody knows how much integrity he does not have. All right, join the conversation, share this, share it, share it, share it. Comment, it helps with the algorithm, and hit like for me. It helps with the algorithm. All right, y'all, like, comment, share.